Hopefully this goes live to Reddit May Cry.
Hopefully. Yeah, it seems like you're up here.
Sweet.
Sweet, sweet. Toro's probably going to be the one where I'm like most in the dark, honestly. I like I know reboot, but I don't like no reboot. So
Yeah, that's fair.
I'll be able to touch on good stuff anyway. So should I get us started, or do you want to introduce everything?
I'll give it a couple of moments, let people sift in.
Shit themselves. Pissing down.
All right.
Come to think of it, we could probably use this for future tournaments, to be honest.
Try to get my splits up as well. Always on that hustle game.
Oh, yeah, dude. Yeah. Alright,
so I think we should be good to go. So I'll start things off. So hello, everybody in chat, which I can't see right now. But I'm Mick, or Mick was taken on Twitch. Today is the Devil May Cry series speedrun marathon. And obviously we're starting off with one, because why wouldn't we? But today we have the wonderful Cosmic hosting.
Hello, hello.
So he's just going to be taking over commentary while I play the game, and hopefully I don't do too bad, but who knows, this is DMC1. This game can be very cruel.
Yeah, anything can definitely happen in this game. Hope everybody is enjoying their Wednesday morning or afternoon, wherever you're at. And should I just count you down? Or do you want to do it?
Yeah, you want to give me the countdown?
For sure. On Devil May Cry, we'll do it that way, like usual. I promise I won't bait and switch you this time.
You better not.
I promise I won't. I promise I won't. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Devil May Cry.
Devil May Cry. All right, I'm gonna shut up and let Cosmic get to work.
All right, so moving right on into things. I should note that, of course, this game was Resident Evil 4, as everybody knows. And okay, we're going to move on from the memes. So the first trick of the game is going to be about 30 seconds in. Nick's going to be moving into the Mallet Island Castle. He's going to be trying to get an orb cache on top of the horse statue. And this is actually a pretty big reset point when you get to the level that Mick and I are at. Mick is, of course, better than me, but yeah, like once you get to this point where you just really can't make mistakes, this is just such a time loss if you don't get this first try. This is going to give him about, I think, 50 to 60 orbs, and he's going to use that to immediately just unlock the gate from across, or the door from across the statue. So this way we don't, walk around the whole room just grabbing all the orbs that are in here or anything. This is the 90% category as well, so we're not going to be grabbing any of the blue orb fragments or any of that sort of thing. We're just going to be going fast and just breakneck speed the entire time. The next thing here is going to be this rusty key. This is going to be a jump to skip the cutscene trigger, so because I think that wastes about 3-4 seconds, and then you'll be able to just grab right up, go right up here, grab the rusty key. The next big thing here is going to be, I believe Mick's going to be going for the orb on the orb cache on the plane. It's going to give him another 50 orbs, and you really need to make sure that you have about 200 orbs total by the time that you finish this mission, because that will give you sort of a safety net in terms of getting the S rank. And if you get hit, like I think 3 or 4 times, that pretty much just guarantees you're not going to get the S rank. But if you get hit once and you've got 200 orbs total at the end of the mission, you will still be able to get the S rank. And we really want an S rank for the first 2 missions so that we can grab Stinger 2 on mission 3. These first 5 levels or missions of DMC1 are so crucial in determining the pace and sort of tone of the run there. The guy has a GAT. That's not really what we wanted to see here. I don't like... Okay, it's not a Bloody Mary. I would be really, really upset for you if it was a Bloody Mary. That would have just been... Oh, man. Oh, that would have been interesting. So, the pretty clean basement, though. Getting done around the 233 mark. That's really strong. And I should note that all the marionettes in that basement are random. There's not a single one that is fixed except for that first wave. But all the enemies appearing from the doors, they are all completely random. We play on the Japanese menus with the Japanese text because there's shorter text in the Japanese language that allows us to skip faster. And on certain text boxes or certain text lines, there's just straight up less prompts to skip. So you do play, you do save a few seconds over the course of the run doing that. It's not a whole lot, but again, like when you get sort of down to the nitty gritty of this run, it's just a few seconds that you're saving yourself. You'll see it especially when we reach mission 19. On English, there's I think like 5 or 6 boxes that we have to skip, but on Japanese, there's like 3 or 4. It's pretty insane. Just how compressed all the text gets in this game when you play on Japanese. So Mick got the S rank there. Pretty good mission 1. Moving into mission 2, we're going to be grabbing, of course, the legendary Elastorm, and we're going to be skipping the cutscene. Unfortunately, this is one of my favorite cutscenes in the game, probably, where Dante slides up the sword and then lifts it up like he's Luke Skywalker. It's pretty cool. This jump here too, I love the jump into the different camera angle. There's a lot of like neat little movement things in this game because this game does two very smart things with movement that allows you to optimize it. And the first thing is that it retains the direction that you're holding between camera angles. So you'll see Mick very slightly adjust his analog stick between camera angles after he's gotten used to like what the camera angle is on those certain angles. And so he can retain so if he's holding forward from one camera angle, it transitions to the next. He'll be able to keep holding the forward that he had and then quickly switch to the new forward to be able to move a little bit smoother. And then now we're going to actually get into the scissor fight, and I'm just going to let Mick concentrate for this one because this is a pretty make or break fight. So here we go. Very good. All right, very nice scissor fight there. Relatively clean. That last scissor did just kind of give him a little bit of trouble, but nothing that we're really worried about. Came out of it with no hits at all. So again, gonna grab that S rank. Gaming Guide, this is gonna be all of the DMCs in a row. We are gonna be doing DMC 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and Reboot. In the order of DMC 1, 2, 3, 4, Reboot 5. So in order of release. Mick is going to be grabbing Stinger level 2. And, yeah, we've got the best Reboot player on today. Or I should say the fastest, because best is subjective. But Reboot is sick. Reboot is sick. Y'all will like it. So we're going to grab Stinger 2. And that is one of the most important movement tools in this game. Next to Vortex 2, but Stinger level 2 is gonna make up the majority of the movement that we do in this run. That and the Devil Trigger run in Elastor. It's just so crucial to saving time in this run that if you don't have it at this point in the run, you lose like 20, 30 seconds or something. Even on like an optimal Phantom fight. We're gonna take out these skulls really quickly too with Stinger 2. Stinger 2 is gonna allow Mick to approach them from farther away, which is gonna increase the damage on his Stinger. For some reason, Stinger in this game, the damage gets better or higher values with distance for some reason. I don't really understand why that is, but it is what it is. Phantom fight here. We're gonna let him concentrate again. Quick turn. Alright, so there we go. Not the best Phantom fight that we were looking for. Number one, he got a quick turn. We wanted Phantom to just stay facing away from us. Mick did adapt pretty well. Unfortunately, got clipped during the fight, so we're going to actually lose the special bonus on this mission. We still got the S rank, because the S rank is really lenient on mission 3, but unfortunately, he is going to be lacking 2,000 orbs, so he's going to have to make some adjustments. In terms of his orb route, in terms of what he's going to buy when he is going to pick up a holy water on mission 4 here. Did you grab all 3 holy waters for mission 6, or did you just grab the one thing here? So now we're going to get into the cat fight here. The cat, we just kind of hammer away at it with Devil Trigger, Ebony, and Ivory. For some reason, these cats just seem to have like random amounts of health. It's really weird. So you have to just shoot at them with Devil Trigger, Ebony, and Ivory until they explode the core. I'm really unfortunate here, also getting bit by the cat. So that's going to cost him, I think, about 150 orbs here. Not too crazy, but definitely not really what you want to see, especially after what happened on mission 3. This next, this is sort of like a semi-skip. There's a lot of little things that we do with movement in this game, like this wall hike here, to skip some of the platforming that the game would otherwise require of you in order to grab the death sentence there. It's like a semi-skip, yeah. It's like you're skipping what's the intended platforming, but you're not skipping any sort of like sequences or anything. Stinger 2 has more range. So here we're going to do slash cancels as well. I forgot to explain slash canceling as well. That's on me. Slash canceling, you can make the first 2 hits of any 3-hit combo by either weapon, Elastor, or Ifrit, either swords or gauntlets, by rotating your analog stick in a 360-degree manner, so that it recovers instantly. So that's what we're going to do. That's what he did to Nello Angelo 4 times, and then was able to just holy water to death. The cat here, same sort of thing. Just going to Devil Trigger Ebony and Ivory to kill it. And then here we also are going to be able to grab these special bonus. So Mick's going to grab this orb cast that's up here. Going to play this a little bit safe. Wait for the cutscene to play out, because if he does try to jump up to the orb cache prior to this cutscene playing, there is a chance that those orbs can just fall down during that cutscene transition. Really want to avoid that. So glad that he played it safe there. Good adaptation, especially being aware of the current orb route that he's on. There is such a thing in this game that I like to call residual time loss as opposed to flat time loss. Flat time loss is when you just get time loss that affects only that mission. So let's say you lose 5 seconds on mission 1 because of marionettes. That's only going to affect mission 1. But the orb route results in residual time loss, which is time loss that trickles down into other missions. So you could lose, he lost a bunch of time on Phantom, but he also got hit. So not only is he going to lose time there on mission 3, he's going to lose time later in the run because he may or may not have air hike. So there's a lot of things in this game that require you to be very wary of the orb route that you have currently and make backups according to, what sort of ranks that you failed or special bonuses that you haven't got. Mission 6 here, pretty much kind of just a downtime mission. Really just a lot of movement. We're going to do a couple holy waters. That first one on the bugs there is totally free. And then we're going to do a holy water as well on the death site, or the death scissors coming up. And that is just going to, one-shot both of them. You see that Mick also here is just making sure that he's kind of just, mashing out the stingers there. Just get as much movement out of them as possible. Get them back-to-back as quickly as possible, too. There's only really, like, a second or so difference, really, between, like, optimal mission 6s as well. It's pretty much a canned mission here. Mission 7, kind of sort of the same thing. Mick is probably going to be hoping for a S rank on this mission. Normally an S rank is not required for Mission 7, but since Mick did miss out on that special bonus on Mission 3, he is going to want to grab that S rank here for an extra 400 orbs. Fortunately, did not get clipped by Phantom there. He's going to have to fight these Sin Scissors, Sin Sights, I'm sorry, with Air Raid, which you picked up on Mission 6. So that's just going to take these guys out with about 2 hits each, so 6 ult in total. Making pretty good time though. Hitting this door around like the 12-minute RTA mark is pretty good. It's pretty good pace. So despite sort of the hang-ups early on, still pretty much on good time. Did not get got the hug from the bug, and we're moving on to the elevator here. That is going to cost Mick the S rank, but not to worry. I've got faith in him. He's got this on lock anyway. I don't think, short of like the game crashing, I think that we're gonna be all right. Mission 8, of course, Phantom 2. Ideally, did want the air hike for this fight. This fight gets so tough, as opposed to when you don't have air hike. So, but if you do have air hike, it gets pretty easy to just free ball it. But without air hike, he is going to be going for the S rank here. So the first part, or the special bonus, I'm sorry. First part of getting the special bonus is to collect those 2 orbs there. We can't get hit on this fight either, so let's concentrate. Oh, of course. Of course. Phantom with the Phantom hitboxes. Okay. So, yeah, Phantom for whatever reason in this game is missing effects on that attack. So, the hitbox just comes out of nowhere. It looks like he just kind of hits you with thin air from his ass. He just farts on you, and then that's just it. But, you know, we're out here still. So, unfortunately, gonna miss the special bonus here. So, Mick is gonna have to kind of improvise from this point on. He is gonna grab the grenade gun as well. The grenade gun in this game is gonna be the gun that we're gonna use the most now that we've picked it up. This gun does so much damage and builds so much devil trigger in this game. Really makes me wonder why people choose to complain about the guns sometimes in DMC2. Because this gun just clears waves so much. It's so insane. Gonna pick up air hike here instead so that he can do a trick called early gauntlets. Early gauntlets is gonna skip the puzzle that you have to, or the platforming puzzle that you have to do to grab Ifrit. And you'll see that here coming up in a second as he moves into the courtyard here on Mission 9. I hope that he does pick up the Mission 9 backup holy water. I would assume so, considering the orb route that he's on. It's going to be in the forest section as well. So you'll see the early gauntlet skip. What he's going to want to do is he's going to position himself high up in the arena and then do an air hike over to the stationary platforms and then do an air raid over to the gauntlets themselves. Oh, that was unfortunate. There we go. Very nice. So just gonna skip that whole puzzle, grab Ifrit, and then we're gonna do the Griffin 1 skip here. This is one of the few like actual skips in the game where we just walk over to this fire door and light it with Griffin, and then boom, we just leave Griffin 1 on read. Or I'm sorry, we light it with Ifrit. Yeah, and then we just don't have to fight the boss. You just never have to fight that boss. I don't know if that's developer oversight or if that's intended for them to reward situational awareness. But hey, it works, and we do it, so it's pretty neat. Opening a door is a skip. It is a skip indeed. When the intended route is to fight the boss, then yes, that's a skip. Here he's just gonna be firing on the fetishes and the marionettes with his grenade gun as well. grab the orb cache here. Yup. And the backup holy water here. So a good thing to keep in mind when you're doing backups in your run for this game is to not really think of items as items and just more so think of them as the amount of orbs that they have, because there's something to be said of orb cost efficiency in this game, and a holy water is the most orb efficient item in the game because it's one of the things that you buy the absolute most during the run, if not the absolute most. And so when you lose an S rank, you lose 700 orbs during this middle section here, because that S rank there you saw was 1500. We're also going to grab 2 holy waters for here. Mick's going to start playing this by ear a little bit, just grabbing holy waters when he needs them instead of like kind of menuing like optimally to consolidate some of the buys. Just got to play this a little bit more mission instead of planning ahead in terms of like just the straight up buys. But when you lose the mission, or like I think it's mission 9 through 15, all the S ranks are 1500 orbs. When you lose those for an A rank, it's 800 orbs. So you essentially lose a whole holy water full of orbs. So if you pick up 1 backup holy water, then you've totally put yourself back on track in terms of missing that S rank. So it's something to keep in mind if and when you start picking up this game to run it, or if you're not really comfortable doing your resets in this run. Backups in this game are a little bit easier to come by than at first glance. The holy water here as well on the assaults, in addition to that air raid on the scythes in the last room. We're also going to jump through these doors here. They skip a few seconds of animation of Dante running, and then he's also going to do a holy water on the Phantom Babies. Shoutouts to Phantom Babies, RIP. That website's pretty cool. Or was, I guess. See another backup holy water here he's going to pick up. That essentially puts him 1400 orbs on backup. If he picks up like 1 more backup holy water, he'll be able to put himself completely back on track in terms of the orb route. So on mission 11, we're also going to grab 2 holy waters to deal with Nello Angelo 2. This mission is one of the most like anxiety-inducing missions in the run, especially if you're on a really, really solid pace. Just because if you get clipped here, you completely lose the S rank, and there's no backups in this level. You know, there's just no items here, nothing. You just, and there it is. I just totally fixed it. So. Unfortunate. Maybe only use 1 holy water on Nello, but I don't know. All depends on what you want to do.
Yeah, I think at this point I'm probably just gonna have to, because damn, this run in turned out too hot, but that's fine. We take those.
We take it.
At least we can show off slash cancelling a bit more. Because slash cancel actually stun locks Nello quite a bit, so we won't actually teleport away.
The way I do this fight with 1 holy water is you just like do the slash cancels and then jump away to bait the projectile.
Yeah, that's fair.
So gonna clean that up. That was a little bit rough just because we had to do the fight instead of just holy watering him to death. But we are gonna. Mick's gonna save, on the the holy water money there, because this next mission can just turn out really disastrous if we don't keep it totally under control. So gonna take the hit here, but it's gonna be worth it later on. So he's gonna pick up 2 holy waters here, and then he'll be able to use 1 of them on the death scythe, and then use 2 of them on Griffin. Yeah, definitely go and follow Mick at Mick was taken _ He's currently 2nd place in the world for this game. Very, very good runner. Here we're going to grab the needle gun and a devil star that's in the treasure chest here. And then the death scythe here, Mick's going to probably try and go for the double hit of the holy water. for some reason, when the death-sized head starts poking out, if you do a holy water with the right timing, you'll be able to double hit him. There it is right there. Very good. Nice, nice, nice. Gonna grab these orbs here as well. Make sure to ensure the S rank. And then it's just gonna double hit, or it's just gonna do 2 holy waters on Griffin. Just take him out. There used to be another strat that we did here with Meteor, but this one is a lot. It's basically impossible to screw up, and it costs 200 less orbs to do. Stand right at that ladder there just to ensure, because that's a safe zone on this ship. After you beat Griffin, if you don't want to get hit by the lightning bolts, you can just stand right in that little safe zone there. As you know, just wait for all of them to come around. Good S rank there. Mission 13. This mission is like surprisingly difficult for me lately. It's deceptive because it's all movement manipulation for the enemies to ensure that you're able to fire the maximum amount of needle gun rounds on them. So then what you're going to see Mick do here is move into the lizard in order to stop it from moving. And that's going to make it so that he's going to be able to fire a lot on them, and they're not going to try and, move out of his line of sight, which he then, have to adjust and blah, 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 blah. That just wastes time, so I'm not going to do that. And then that's going to net us a good old S rank right there. Really quick S rank. Probably one of the easier ones to get once you understand the movement, but yeah. And then Mick is also going to sort of secure the route a little bit more here. This is slower RTA by about, I think, 15 or 10 seconds maybe. I'm going to grab that untouchable there in that chest. So he's going to be able to use that a little bit later on. You'll see where he uses that at. I'm going to grab that holy water there in the chest as well. And then it's going to be moving into mission 14. Here we're going to be grabbing Vortex level 2, which is the fastest form of movement in Devil May Cry 1. Because you're going to be able to hold down the melee button while you're in air raid. As opposed to in Vortex level 1, it's just one canned animation. But Vortex level 2, you can just hold it down. And if you hold down R2 or right trigger while you're doing Vortex, it'll disable the lock-on as well. So we can do this while enemies are around and just completely fly around them and through them. Unfortunately, they're getting clipped by the spikes, though. Probably also going to cost the S rank here. But fortunately, we are coming up on the mid-game, and or the end of the mid-game. And the end of the mid-game here with Mission 15 is going to give Mick a ton of... I almost called him Mick. I just hate myself right now. Anyway, but Mission 15 is going to give Mick a ton of backup options in terms of not only just raw orbs, but also holy waters, because he's probably going to be picking up both backup holy waters in Mission 15, as well as going for that S rank on Mission 15, which is going to net him a ton of orbs for the late game. So yeah, I'm going to sacrifice the S rank there, unfortunately, due to those spikes. The way we want to do those spikes optimally is just making sure that we're on the iframes of Vortex when we go through them. So here, I'm going to grab that back of holy water there. And then head on into this left tunnel here. So the left tunnel is always going to spawn the lances that you use to get into Griffin's arena. And so that's why we always just take this one first. Or that's why we always take this one. In the 100% route, we don't even take the right one because you can just grab Nightmare Beta on the bed. We're going to just vortex through these spikes, grab the lances, and then deal with the scissors as well as this one. Good platform here as well for Mick. So, really nice movement. Making sure that he doesn't get hit at all. So here is the other backup holy water, as well as that little canister, that little container on the ground, which Mick hit to pop out that huge red orb. That's going to pretty much guarantee that he gets the S rank for this mission. Griffin 3 is a little bit weird in terms of how his phases are structured, because once you use the first holy water on him, he's going to always go into phase 2 where he goes into the air, and then we pretty much just have to pot shot him with the grenade launcher and hope to God that he goes down in a timely manner, pretty much. Because you'll see right here, like, he's going to raise up and then he's going to raise up again, and that just gives him a ton of iframes. Fortunately, Mick got the perfect Griffin 3 here. So he's just going to be doing 2 holy waters to him, and that is the bird down. We are having Moonda's fried chicken tonight, boys and girls. Oh, hey Trish, what's up? Forgot you were in this game. So then, mission 16, we're gonna grab it 1 holy water. See, there we go. We got that mission, that S rank as well. Mission 16 features probably one of my favorite, if not my favorite, boss cycle in this game, which is the Nightmare 1 cycle. And the Nightmare 1 cycle, we're gonna be doing, or Mick's gonna be doing, I should say, because I'm not doing anything except talking. Mick's gonna be doing 5 fully charged Ifrit hits, 2 Nightmares backcore, and then 1 uncharged hit. And then he's gonna be slash canceling that or hit canceling that into a holy water. And that is just going to completely take out Nightmare. And we're going to do this, or Mick's going to do this, on all 3 Nightmare fights. Well, the last one will be slightly adjusted, you'll see. But the first 2 Nightmare fights, we're just going to be doing that to them. So here's another horse jump. This is the second horse jump in the game as well. I'm going to be able to stinger jump off it if we get this. I'll see here, come up in a second. And then the doppel or the electric, I'm gonna also just do a nice tiny juggle to that thing. Take him out. And then move on to the Nightmare fight itself. Nightmare is one of those bosses that once you understand how its AI is scripted and how sort of predictable it can be depending on your movement, as long as you keep your movement consistent, you'll be able to really, you know, nail down the fight a lot better and be able to pretty much, as long as your execution's on point, you'll never lose a run here. I say having lost runs here to movement. I should also note the light wheels in the Nightmare rooms. Normally, we would have to do stinger slash stinger in order to fully light them up. Okay, here we go. I'm not even about counting these hits because it's an off thing for me. And perfect. Nightmare down. Mick's also going to be waiting for the audio cue there. You hear like the little whoo or whatever it is. That's going to let him know that his devil trigger is refilled so that he can immediately exit the door to then vortex across that platform. And that's one of those things that Vortex 2 is so good for in this game. Especially the late game, is that you skip a whole lot of platforming using it. And then here, Mick is going to be just loading up on holy waters, and probably just gonna okay, there we go. Yeah, there we go. I was like, did he buy I thought he bought the purple orb. Yeah, gonna buy that purple orb as well, which is gonna refill our devil trigger. Unlike the other Devil May Cries, such as 3 and 4, that was interesting.
Damn jumps are hard, bro. Listen, I was admiring the painting. Don't bully.
So, like I was saying, in this game, Devil Trigger, the amount of Devil Trigger that you have carries over from mission to mission. So since Mick used up all of all of his Devil Trigger getting over to the other side of the getting over to the other side of the bridge. That was the word I was looking for. Those things that you cross, sometimes on your car, sometimes on foot. Yes, the bridge. We used the purple orbs at specific missions in order to refill our Devil Trigger, as well as give ourselves more Devil Trigger overall to be using throughout the game. And then here we're also going to be skipping the platforming for the Quicksilver after Mick finishes giving his controller some love. But yeah, that painting ripples like water on PS2. Yep. Now, this is one of the great things about Air Hike. There is a way to do this with a wall hike. You never actually have to do this platforming the way that it was designed, but it is infinitely easier with Air Hike. Yeah, there's a lot of broken shit in HD Collection for like DMC1 and DMC3, but for some reason they fixed DMC2. They completely fixed that. Yeah, DMC3 has input lag. It doesn't like Kalina and not work or something. And here for Nello 3, we're just gonna put the waters to him, and that's just down. That boss is just chump change at this point. Mission 18, we're also gonna pick up 1 holy water as well, in order to kill Nightmare once again. There is another manipulation through movement that we're going to do on the enemy AI for these scissors, these underwater scissors that are coming up. And if Mick points himself at the left wall, he is going to be able to force the scissor that's directly in front of him when he enters the room to move to the right into the center of the room. We're also, yeah, fuck the Sparta sword. We're not doing that. It's just useless. Nope. So we just re-equip the last sword. Unironically, that's like one of the hardest menus in the game for some reason. So yeah, you see that he pointed himself at the left wall there. He's gonna force the scissor there into the middle of the room. Always gonna be able to kill it that way. I'm gonna move over to the door here at the end of the room as well, and then take out the last scissor. Very clean fight, very nice. Yeah, this is gonna be another underwater section. So, yeah, this as you can see, this run has pretty much gotten right back on course post mission 15. Like I was saying, you know, those backups, you know, the wealth of backups that Mick was able to implement there really just allowed him to pull out of the deficit that he was in orb-wise. So here we go. Mods did not do co-op better though. That shit was garbage. They did style switch better though, 100%. 100%. And let's see here. So yeah, oh yeah, so mission 19, we're gonna be doing we're gonna be taking down the nobodies with a couple of holy waters as well. This mission right here is kind of a free mission as well. Just sort of a lot of movement. Oh, Juno with the 420 to charity. Juno says, get hype in the chat, boys. Woohoo jackpot. Raise your Elastors in chat. Thank you so much, Juno, for your 420. Much love. I hope everybody liked my my GDQ donation raider impersonation.
Hello, Mr. Cosmic. Long time donator, first time viewer here.
A long time. Yeah, I just got that joke. God. No, Shy Guy is not German. Shy Guy is Irish. God rest his soul. So this mission's about wrapped up. We're coming up on the final sort of choke point in the run. Although there is one thing I want to ask Mick. Mick, are you gonna go for Cosmo Climb?
Baby, you know it.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Alright, so Nightmare 3. We're gonna be picking up 2 holy waters.
Also, this is the tech skip.
Yeah, that's the tech skip. That shit is fast. That shit was fast. Shout outs to the Japanese language, man. Holding it down. So, here on Nightmare, we're going to pick up 2 holy waters. Are you going to pick up the 3rd? Okay, yeah, you are going to pick up the 3rd. I'm pull up here. Madman. Alright, so. Nightmare 3, we're going to only be doing 4 charged hits of Ifrit to Nightmare, and then the holy water, and then just holy water. Here we go.
I thought that stagger got me done for there.
Dude, so did I. This boss is something else. This is like the only problematic one, really, when you got it down.
Alright, volume warning.
Yeah, volume warning. Headphones. There we go. No, that's not an HGC thing either, Mills. So this is what happens, right? Is that, like, when you break the final cores on that Nightmare 3 fight, there's a final phase where you have to, oh yeah, there's the grenade strap for opening that door. That went by fast. So there's 2 audio cues that just collide there, basically, because you're skipping the final phase of, you're skipping the final phase of the orbs by just doing the holy water. Also, I get to explain Cosmo Climb now. So Cosmo Climb, I'm going to explain this I'm going to try and explain this as quickly as possible. So Cosmo Climb is a trick where we go and air raid underneath one of the electrics and then point our vortex at them so that we fly straight up to the top of the room in this last area here and completely skip all of the platforming required to go to the end. It's just kind of finicky with the way that those electrics can move around. And it's called Cosmo Climb because, well, I came up with it. So, Brand Van Dam, who called me Cosmo all the time, just decided to call that trick the Cosmo Climb. That's right, the plasma. Yeah. Thank you. So if the wall ramen and the nobody cooperate, then we'll get enough damage. So if we can see some climb in the chat, I would appreciate it. Be able to make that. All right, we'll take it. We'll take it. Sort of a climb. Yeah, sort of a climb. All right, we take those.
Yeah, that was scuffed just because the plasmas was a bit too low there for Dan to like to really point upwards much. That's why I was vibrating against the wall the whole way up.
Just infuriated, just
Basically.
But so yeah, if you point like directly upwards, you just fly so quickly to the top. At this point of the run, you'd think, oh no, we're at Mundus. Things might be terrible, but no. This fight is pretty easy because you just buy a purple orb and you have a bunch of devil stars.
And you summon the homie.
You summon the homie Puff the Magic Dragon.
Get some claps for Puff. Because he makes this fight a joke. Like, this is genuinely the part of the run where you just put the controller down, mash start, left bumper, you know how it goes.
Yeah, it's just like, once you reach this point of the run, you're just sitting here just like, I made it. And then here as well, we're going to be seeing where Mick is going to be using the Untouchable as well. Because he's going to hop right into the lava and activate the Devil Trigger, and then he'll be activating the Untouchable about midway through. There we go.
One of the bad parts is though you can still get staggered while using the Untouchable, and he does have like a flame pillar attack like Phantom does, and those can still sort of stagger you, which is a bit of a shame.
Are we gonna watch this cutscene?
Oh, I may have skipped it.
Okay.
You can just imagine the light being filled yourself at home.
That's true. We can't do that. Yeah. The quivering lip has just been ruined.
We ran out of budget for the lip. However, you too can fill the Dark Soul with light by donating to charity.
That's true. You can donate to Doctors Without Borders and fill the Dark Souls of the world with light. That's a very vague statement, but you know, who cares? So we're out here.
Well, you know what? This entire DMC1 game is vague. It works.
That's
Who even
true,
is Dante? Who is this guy?
Who is this guy?
I will. But yeah, this part of the run, this is, if you played a Capcom game, you've done this before.
Good old Capcom escape.
Oh yeah. See if I can get the optimal drop. Hey. So yeah, so the beginning of the run, it was rough.
Cool.
Oh, I hear that donation.
Hey, Granny Pixel with the other 420 saying, filling that Dark Soul with light. Thank you, Granny Pixel.
Thank you, Grandma, and thank you, Juno, as well. So yeah, I'm gonna use the last holy water here. Wait till the camera angle switches, and then we can start vortexing. But yeah, luckily this game, the S ranks get ridiculous with how much orbs they give you in the late game, so you can claw back a scuffed run, thankfully.
Yeah, it's very easy to get back like a run on track, so.
Thankfully.
Yeah, thankfully.
And now we're just gonna vibrate up against Spaghetti Mundus until he goes away.
Still a pretty decent run, all things considered, man.
Yeah, not bad, not bad. And now we're going to speed up the plane. Shout out to Waifu.
Yeah, so for those that don't know, if you hold down the right analog stick, like if you hold back on it, then it will actually speed up the plane in this section. It will just straight up fly faster.
And if you hold forward, it slows you down. I'm guessing so you don't like run into the spikes or something, but we don't need the slow, we need the quick. And that is...
apparently since forever.
Time.
Time.
So what IGT are we thinking here?
I'm thinking like a 40.
I'm thinking 42.
40 or 41, I think.
Oh damn, that was a 40.
Hey, I knew it. Hey.
A 40-45, not bad considering how awful that run was at the beginning. But you know what? We take those. The only way from here is up. So yeah, that was DMC1.
DMC1. Normal any percent. Dante.
Regular category. But yeah, like I said, I'm Mick. Cosmic is going to be still here because, like I say, we have an entire marathon to go through. Up next is DMC2 with Alone a Hero, and yeah, stay tuned for that one. But until then, which is in about 2 minutes, peace, guys.
Peace.